Be so fucking for real right now.
That's fucking wild, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
Welcome into Truly Chaotic. This is episode 21.
21. Did you guys see that Vine?
21. What?
I
Oh my
never
God.
was on Vine.
No. Were you? God, well, he wasn't. He was from
Okay,
Canada.
First of all, Vine was sick.
Okay, thank God, because I was literally obsessed
Vine was
with
the original
Vine.
TikTok.
Yeah, and it was so much better. It was
Yeah.
so much funnier.
Yeah. First of all, don't fucking doubt me because I'm Canadian.
Well, I don't know what the fuck you guys got going over there. Probably had some like
Over
weird
there?
Maple Leaf app.
That's fucking wild. to
What?
say. So how are you guys? Like, how are you guys doing? You guys can see my face a lot more clear now, right? Aren't you guys so excited?
Actually,
Yeah,
I was wondering
actually-
why I was nauseous today. That's crazy.
Right. That's the smell of your upper lip.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So how you guys doing? You guys are good? Everything's good?
Yeah.
Okay, love that.
Just working my life away. It's patio season again. I just picked up 2 shifts this weekend, so
Don't drop any drinks.
I'll try not to. I need the money, so
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Of course. We always need money. Yeah, so going back to last episode, a lot of people agreed with me.
Who?
Oh, what?
Wait, I want to
about
know
what?
your fucking sources of a lot of people. You always say a lot of people were giving me feedback. Who the fuck is a lot of people?
Okay, what is your definition of a lot of people?
And about what? First of all, let's talk about what.
No,
topic
Yeah,
we're
about
talking
what?
about.
It was about the
No, let's hear it.
my Michael Jackson thing, how like that was like my ick.
No.
No, I
No.
do not believe it. I need receipts.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll
There's
send you
do I.
receipts.
no
I have at
way.
least I had at least 4 people tell me.
No.
I'm
And
telling you.
also, I
And
don't
first of
think
all, you
4
guys
is a
should.
lot.
Okay, that's why I
And
asked you what your
secondly-
definition was. I had a few people tell me.
Yeah, that's a few, not a lot.
Bro, what do you mean? We have 7 followers. That's like 50% of our viewers.
And of those 4 people, how many of them were girls trying to slide in?
So, here's the thing. You guys should know that
Like, oh my God, I totally agree with you. You're so right, Phil.
so you guys should
Yeah,
know that
wild.
you guys should know that one of my love languages is music. You should know that
Okay.
about me. So, when you're disrespecting 2 icons, it's an ick for me. I can't do it. Because then here's the thing. Music is so big to me. I'm going to have to constantly like talk to them about like who these people are.
Not really, but also
Yeah.
too, it's not like she didn't know the songs or whatever.
Right.
It was literally 2 similar
A picture.
looking artists.
Do not say they are similar looking. They don't
Pull
look
up
alike.
the back to back. I'm gonna pull up a back to back of
Why,
them.
They kinda
Amanda?
were.
I'll put a clip.
Why do they look alike, Amanda?
They're both had eccentric looks, and they had the curly
Exactly.
hair, the dark hair. Are you kidding me? They always wore weird costumes.
They were in the
like,
same genre, the same era.
Don't
Yeah.
even try and pull that shit, fucking Phil.
I'm just saying, bro. West Virginia,
Thank you,
stand
Kelsey.
up.
welcome.
No,
Like,
but
fuck.
yeah, some people were saying that.
Listen, I would understand if she had
God.
never heard of one of them, but she
Yeah.
got them confused by like looking at a painting. Which I want to see this fucking painting because paintings can be not so accurate. By the
Yeah.
way,
I'd have to go back.
could have been
I'd
a
have to go
pop
back to
culture
that.
one.
I'd have to go back
Yeah.
to that restaurant.
so
Here's the thing. Let's do this, okay? When you guys come to Canada, I'll take you guys to that restaurant.
well, I'll take pictures next to the fucking
Deal? It's in a massive
Mural
castle.
or whatever the fuck it is.
The restaurant's beautiful. It's in a massive castle.
Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't know Canada had it like that.
Bro,
You
we
guys
do.
have
So
castles?
that was a first date that you took this girl to
Yeah, that's why I'm saying this was
in
like.
a castle?
Hold on. So
It's kind of like a
that's-
big first date.
So here's the thing. This is where my mental health wasn't okay because I was in the beginning when I was freshly single. So now I know to play it cool a lot more. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, so I feel like you might have just been looking for things to like diss.
Yeah, that could be too.
to
You
diss. What do you
weren't
mean?
mentally,
You said the
emotionally
minute,
ready.
right, and you said the minute you said this, you said you had to go home. I'm like, that seems a bit excessive,
I
in my
didn't go home. I
opinion.
stuck it out, and then we ended up
I
hanging
know,
out,
but you
and then we
said in
hung
your
out
head.
after. Um, but yeah, like I don't know. I could listen. You guys can't shit on Kelsey. You get the ick for a guy if he's holding an umbrella when he's getting wet in the fucking rain.
And I feel like that one's way more valid than yours.
I feel like it is more
Get the
valid, to be honest.
fuck
To be
out of here,
honest, it
dude.
is.
No, they're both stupid in their own way. Let's agree to that. This is my fucking ick, and we're gonna fucking roll with it. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, whatever. I
Um,
agree. I love music like that too. So, have you ever been to festivals, Phil? Do you like festivals or do you like more like concert type shit?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been to certain concerts, but I'm not like a big concert guy. I feel like they're overpriced.
Really?
Yeah, just
They
like,
are.
and especially with social media nowadays, like everybody can be like, it's the experience, you're in it. But like, bro, there's people posting like 45-minute fucking times on 45 times on their
Yeah.
story. So I'm like, I'm at the concert. You're paying fucking $400, and
Wait.
I'm here chilling on my couch, fucking
Yeah,
in
but
my
it's a different
boxers. I
experience.
understand that.
It
see,
is.
see, perfect example. You just proved my point. I said
Yeah,
people
but
are
It
gonna
is,
say,
though. It
I'm-
is.
I understand that, but I'd much rather. I'm more of a, if I'm gonna spend $400, it's gonna be a different type of experience. Like it's not gonna be a concert.
Yeah.
So, like a
But I've been to,
festival, or no?
I've been, I don't know. I've heard some nasty things about
I
festivals.
feel like Phil is a festival vibe guy. Maybe like back in the day. I feel like
Yeah, like I could
festivals
picture
were the
him with
vibe.
like a flower crown, frolicking through the fields.
Like cut off jean shorts.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
No, but I say this because it was Coachella this weekend, and it was covering my fucking For You page. And to be honest, I was never a huge festival girly. Like it was very much in my college culture. Like everyone loved to rave, and I
Yeah.
just was like never really in it. I liked the music, but I never really liked going because I just felt like everyone was like on drugs and shit, and I was like not my thing. But I could never do like Coachella looks like my personal fucking hell. Like honestly,
Why though?
just being around that many people, they pay excessive amounts of money to what? Like camp out. It was like 140 degrees or something this
my
weekend.
gosh.
It was like insanely hot. They're in the middle of the desert. Like there was no like you have to walk miles and miles and miles to get anywhere. Like people are passing out from heat stroke. Like
Mhm.
the
So I
shower
feel
line
like
is 3 hours.
I feel like that's the thing for like younger people, but it's like the experience. They're like, oh,
You know,
Yeah.
the
I get it,
experience.
but
You know what I mean? But like
So-
oh my god.
Never.
How does it work with Coachella? Are you allowed to leave at all, or do you have to like camp out there? Because there's one in Canada called
Leave.
okay, because there's one in Canada that's called Boots and Hearts, and it's a country one. It's a pretty famous country one. It's like I'd say like maybe an hour north of Toronto. And my boys go because a lot of them are country heads, and like you are in a tent for the entire weekend. There's only bathrooms. There's no showers. There's none of that. And like
That sounds miserable.
it's a fuck fest. Like people just fuck. So like in my head,
Ew.
that's what I'm saying. Cuz in my head I'm like, bro, like for me, like I'm the type of guy like I can't even think about doing that unless like I'm washing up and like my partner is washing
no.
up. Like that's insane. So like to have a like bro, imagine hooking up with a girl on a Sunday. Or not even just a
No.
girl. Just imagine hooking up with a guy or a girl on a Sunday. They haven't showered since
No.
fucking Friday. Dude, no.
That's
There's no
disgusting.
chance.
Oh
and
my
like
And you're like
you're
like
sleeping in a
sweating and
tent and you're
listening to
sweating
music
because
and,
you're
like,
yeah, dude. I can't do that. And you're staying there all weekend and like
oh my
it's
gosh.
gross.
Ew, imagine if like they hooked up with someone on a Friday and then I'm sure it happens and then like someone else on the Saturday.
That's what I'm
It sounds
saying,
like a
bro.
STD fest.
It's
oh
gross.
my god,
it's
that
gross.
sounds fucking nasty.
Fucking Morgan Wallen performed there, and he actually on Theo Vaughn's podcast, he said that it's like one of the best experiences that he one of the loudest crowds he experienced.
I mean, I guess for the music maybe, but like if you can't like so for Coachella, like there's a few different ways to do it, right? Like you can drive in, buy the parking pass in the past to like set up a tent. And by the way, some people's tents are fucking insane. They're literally like lounges. Like
Yeah.
they have blow up couches. They have like, and I'm like, that kind of seems cool, but like for a day, like, and not in 100
Yeah.
degree weather. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to do that in the heat. But there are also like these tents that you can fucking like rent out by Coachella. They're like air conditioned. They're like more like teepees sort of things. And they're like $13,000 to rent for the weekend. Like
God.
insane.
Bro,
Who would pay
I'm going on
that?
vacation. Like I'm not like what?
Yeah,
Right,
that's
like, what?
crazy.
But the only way I would go is because a lot of the influencers and like all like TikTokers and everyone that's filming content, the brands will pay for them to go. So they have like a fully paid for Airbnb or hotel, which is the only way I would do this. Because like a car comes and picks them up, brings them to the festival, then
Yeah.
brings them back, and like that's fine. I would consider doing it if like a brand was paying for everything. But
Yeah.
like otherwise, it looks like my personal nightmare. Like I'm sorry, having to walk a mile to the bathroom in the morning when you first get up, no, I simply
Well,
couldn't.
I feel like a lot of people probably don't do that. And there's shit and piss spots like around.
I saw
Like, you know what I
one
mean? Like,
I saw one person, they had a portable like bathroom and it was a bucket. It was
Oh
just
my
a bucket in a separate tent that was next to their camping site. Like
Mm.
no, I'm sorry.
could
No,
not.
thank you.
Yeah,
Like,
I couldn't.
Who even performed at Coachella this year?
Lady Gaga was the big
I
like
saw
headliner, and
Lady
Travis
Gaga.
Scott.
Missy Elliott I saw performed.
Really?
Which
Oh, I saw
I-
Meg Thee Stallion was there. She brought Sierra up.
Ciara.
I was surprised
Um,
Missy Elliott was still around.
I have a friend named Ciara. That's why I'm like,
Lady Gaga, Travis Scott, Green Day, Benson Boone, Post Malone, Meg Thee Stallion, Missy Elliott, Zed,
I feel
I don't
like
know, Post-
none of those are
Um,
great to be
T-Pain.
Lady
like,
Gaga.
Yeah, Lady
the
Gaga. Yeah,
circumstances.
Shabuzi,
No.
Glorilla.
Like given this, what you have to go through. To
Ooh,
stay
3 6
there
Mafia
to see these
performed.
people. Like
Amanda,
Yeah, that's
3
true.
6 3 6 Mafia performed.
that's cool.
You don't know who 3 6 Mafia is?
I said
Bro,
that's cool.
That's not what I asked you. Do you know who 3 6? I'm surprised you don't like 3 6 Mafia. Rema performed. Oh, Jesse Murph performed. Kelsey?
First of all, by the way, I've known about Jesse Murph, or is it
I-
Murph or Murphy?
Murph. Bro, I get it.
It's
You're a
Murph.
fucking hipster, dude.
I'm not. It's not even a hipster thing.
feel
She's
like
been
she is
so
kind
big
of a
on
hipster.
TikTok.
She's being a
Been
hipster.
on TikTok for so
Amanda,
long.
Amanda.
Like, huge.
I came across it. I've known this artist, but I came across a song and I was like, you know what? I'm going to send it to Kelsey. Kelsey's response, you're just finding her now? I've known about her for so long. I'm like,
I was surprised. I wasn't saying it in like a snooty way.
You
I
were.
was saying it in like, I'm surprised
You're a
that you
fucking
haven't
hipster.
heard, because it's like, first of all, shut the fuck up and let me talk. Second of all, I'm not a hipster at all when it comes to music, except for like one artist.
who?
And third of all, I just figured you had
Mike.
like Mike,
Like
because I feel like not many. But you see, you even know Mike, so I'm like, how did you not know?
I've
of
known him
Jesse
before
Murph?
even you were even fucking listening to him, Kelsey.
No, you didn't. I'll tell you right now. I was on his fucking. I'll tell you right now.
This is how you
didn't.
get a
I was
hipster to
18.
crash out.
I was 18 when I started being a fan of his. You don't know
Kelsey
his
found
old
him.
shit?
Kelsey found him when he had 8 Instagram followers. Okay.
Literally,
Yeah.
pretty much. So don't even come.
I
at me
knew
right
Mike
now.
before he even had the period at the end of his name. Like,
I
fuck
did.
off.
I knew him. I knew him when he was Mike Stud. Did
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. Like, fuck off,
No, you
man.
No, you didn't.
Kelsey's
No, I
a
was saying
fucking
like that 'cause
hipster.
I'm like,
I feel like that's me, like about Lil Wayne. Like I
like,
literally
I-
will crash out like over Lil Wayne. Like I have liked him since he was in the Hot Boys, and when he was like 15, 16. And like
This is a good lineup.
then people will say all these things. I'm like, no, I've been a fan of his forever.
Fucking Jimmy World, St. John. You guys probably don't
I've
know
never
St. John.
heard of
Dude,
any
so,
of
like,
those people.
no, but like, could you?
Wait, you've never heard of
do you guys
Jimmy
like
Eat World?
camping?
Yeah, I like glamping.
Yeah, so same.
Would bro?
Bro, you think I'm gonna go fucking camping fucking voluntarily? No fucking
feel
like
like
I
I
need a
used-
fucking air mattress. I need some
Phil.
shit.
Oh my god.
First of all,
been-
I'm not sleeping on the fucking ground, bro. What the fuck do you think I
No,
am?
first of
That's
all,
not
everyone has air
glamping.
mattresses now.
That's
Yeah,
glamping. As soon as you add an air mattress, that's glamping.
That okay, you clearly don't know what the fuck glamping is then, because
No.
glamping is like a whole ass fucking like outdoor cabin with a
Yeah.
fire
No,
pit
that's not.
outside.
That's not
glamping.
camping. That's you're at a cabin.
Glamping.
Oh my God.
That's
totally
glamping.
different.
That's glamping.
Google it.
Phil, Google. You fucking Google it.
Okay,
Google
I'll
glamping
Google what
right
glamping
fucking
is.
now.
You're the one that's wrong. I feel like
Yeah.
you should Google it.
That's why I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" When you said you
Glamping,
like glamping, you're
glamping
fucking
involves a cabin
A
or
cabin?
an RV. I'll accept an RV. I said a cabin. What the fuck? It has like a you're fully
It's okay.
enclosed.
Look, Google glamping combines the outdoor experience of camping with the comforts of amenities of a hotel or a luxurious
Yeah,
resort.
Yeah, it says
exactly.
a real mattress, running water, or an actual
Okay.
toilet.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
about a fucking cabin, bro.
Yeah, because
That
look,
oh,
here's
you
the
have a running
picture.
you have running water and a toilet in a
No, but
Yeah.
tent.
what we're gonna
Even if you have
talk
an air
about
mattress.
is your fucking shit connection. Um,
No, it's like
it's
a
a form
tent,
of
a
camping.
cabin, with like a canvas covering or something like that, where you have
A
like a
canvas, bro.
sofa.
You can have a fucking tarp over your head.
Oh my god, Phil, shut the
So
fuck up.
you're just accept the fact that you're wrong here.
Yeah.
Okay, well, our definitions, glamping. As soon as you have an air
It's
mattress, I
not
feel like
ours, it's
when I think
B's
of when I think of camping,
definition.
when I think of camping, okay, my definition of camping is you have a fucking tent, right? And you have a fucking sleeping bag, and you fucking sleep there, and you fucking
Well, you know what my fucking
fire.
definition of camping is? When you don't even have a tent. I fucking go out with a pack on my back, a one fucking thin layer little sleeping bag, and fucking find a nice little spot and
No, that's
watch
homelessness.
the stars and sleep.
She's
All right?
That's being
she's
homeless.
one with nature.
Yeah. I fucking
She's
find
one
a
with
nice little
nature.
stick, whittle up a fire.
She makes friends with the bears.
Yeah.
You know? No, but I used to like actually camping. And first of all, an air mattress does not fucking matter
It is
in terms of camping or
literally
glamping.
standard.
I just
You
told you,
can fit an air
my
mattress.
personal definition, which is why I called it glamping. As soon as you add an air mattress, I feel like camping is like just like straight sleeping bag, fucking tent, fire. That's it.
Let's
That's
be so for real. Most of the time when you're on a fucking air mattress, most of the time you wake up on the ground anyways. Like, let's be so for real.
Bro, why are you what?
Yeah.
They slowly deflate. If it's an old
yeah.
air mattresses, they usually slowly
Yeah.
deflate
Nah,
over the night.
my air
They
mattress,
always
my air
do.
mattress is fucking gas.
Well,
My
here's
shit
the
has a
thing,
fucking
though.
self pump. Fucking, I just gotta
Let's-
plug it
alright,
in,
everyone.
and it's a fucking, it's a
Let's
high
give-
one.
Let's give
Phil?
Phil the award for best air mattress of all time.
Thank
he
you so
can
much.
Shut the fuck up about it.
No, but okay, I spent money on my air mattress because remember when I was doing my sister's basement for the longest time, and I'd have to like sleep over on the weekends and shit so I can do work there. So I invested I think it was like $150 for the air mattress, and it's a good air
That's
mattress.
crazy for an air mattress. One time,
I'm not paying fucking $20 for shit to be deflated. Like I gotta
When-
sleep there all weekend. What the fuck?
when I was like, I think I was like 15. I needed a new mattress because mine was bad, and so my parents were like, "Well, let's get rid of this one, and then we'll buy you another one." Well, it was the weekend, and they were gonna buy me one on Monday, so I had like an air mattress on my bed frame with my blankets over and everything. I had friends over, and we were all hanging out. I had my room in the basement, and two of my friends sat on the end of my bed, and my whole bed, because it was an air mattress, just shot up, and my pillows went flying. My friends fell on the floor. I was like, oh my god, I was so embarrassed.
He tried to hide that it was an air mattress.
Yes. Yeah.
I lived on an air mattress
Embarrassing.
for like 2 months because I took summer classes at my college, and I was like subletting this apartment, and it was in New Jersey, so like I didn't live in New Jersey. I didn't have like furniture there. I was living on campus at the time, and I was living on like in this fucking apartment room with this big like one of the tall air mattresses, but it was like for 2 months I was living on it, and I went to a party one night and I ended up bringing a guy back, and we like
What'd you
slept on
do?
the air mattress. We just we
Yo,
talked about
that's
life on the air
crazy
mattress.
work.
What? We talked about life and fell asleep.
Yeah.
Who do you think I am?
Wild. When I first met my late husband and I had moved to Florida and I like really didn't have much, I had I was young and I just started working down there. I had a chair that my landlord gave me. It was like a reclining old dusty chair like in the corner, and that was it. That was all I had in my apartment, and I invited him over and I had like pillows and blankets on the floor.
Yo.
Phil, as a man, what are you doing in that situation? Are you leaving? Or are
Yo,
you seeing it through?
Kelsey,
I-
I stopped talking to a girl because she mixed up Michael Jackson and Prince. You think I'm sticking by that? I'm getting the fuck out of there, bro. Are you kidding
That's
me?
so funny.
That's
Wait, so
fucking crazy, dude.
you've never hooked up on an air mattress?
Yeah, I have.
I've done multiple times. like actually
all the time.
actually a concerning amount of times I feel like in my life. Like higher than a normal
I
average
didn't
human.
even have an air mattress. It was just blankets on
Yeah,
the floor.
I've hooked up on an air mattress a few times. Not like, I don't know. I'm more of
Then
like,
why did you make it seem like it was crazy that I did?
I was just fucking being a shit.
Okay. Don't fucking come for me.
Wild.
That guy did that.
That's
Anyway,
crazy.
so what do you guys?
I don't know what
Okay,
you're referring to.
so this is where HR
I'm
would
a
come into
child.
hand.
I'm a
This is
child
where
of
HR
God,
comes, yeah.
okay? You're saying this to me when literally Easter Sunday is this Sunday. That's crazy.
Yeah,
All right. Well, let's go into
Jesus
'cause these are
rose
kind of-
and the guy rose as well. I can keep going. I can keep going if you guys really want.
We're not. You're done.
Okay.
You're done.
Let's go into embarrassing or funny stories from high school. Phil.
Why are you
Um,
laughing?
Yeah, so I wanted to talk to you guys about this because I was catching up with one of my friends today, this past week. Actually, a couple friends from high school, and after I spoke with them, I was just thinking about like high school days, and there was one specific moment. I was in math class, okay, and I was like tired. I was so tired. I don't know why. I also hated my fucking teacher. Literally, I made her cry, I think twice. I fucking hated her. So I don't know how it is with you guys. I still have resentment towards her, okay? We're going to talk about it.
Clearly.
So, in high school,
Clearly.
you guys had like numerical grading, right?
Mm-hmm.
In what way? Like the
like at the end of the year, like you got like a 76 in math class.
well, yes, but that usually equated to like a C.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
We had letter.
what's a failure? An F?
Like 63, 65
I think
is
yeah,
an F.
a D goes down to like I think 65, and then it's an F after that. Below that.
Okay, so I had a 49. And in order to pass, you need a 50.
What the fuck are you doing in math class, bro?
I just did not care about that class. I barely showed up. I fucking hated
You had
it.
a 49% average in
Okay.
the class.
Okay, listen. That's not the point. So teachers
Kind of
teachers have the ability to just give you a 50 so they can pass you. Okay?
I feel like that's questionable, but
No, like they can just give it to you. Like Billy would be like, "Get the fuck out of my class," and like that's it. She chose to give me a 49. Was adamant about giving me a 49, and I failed that.
well, you
class
made her
because of it.
cry.
Well, fuck, man.
Feel
Because of that.
on you. I
sounds
feel like it. Yeah.
I feel like you deserve you deserved a 49.
Okay,
Like,
so anyways,
I would've gave
back to
you
my
a
embarrassing
39.
story. Back to my embarrassing story. This could have been one of my concussions, by the way. So, I was at the back of the class, so I was leaning my chair back, 2 legs in the air, and I fell asleep. Okay? And all of a sudden, I just fall back, fucking, my legs are in the air, I wake up, and I see one of my friends literally looking at me and just going, "Ah!" screaming at me, bro. And then and then my whole class just started laughing at me, and I was so embarrassed. I turned red, and then like I smashed my head on the back of the fucking wall and on the ground. So yeah,
Well,
that's
don't
probably one of
fucking-
my most
you're-
embarrassing
Why were you
stories.
sleeping in
your
class?
desk is not a recliner. Like,
First of all, I wasn't reclining my desk; I was reclining my chair.
Your chair's not a
that
recliner.
sounds about right.
Yeah, but like, I hated math. Like I was
What?
so
No one
I
likes
was so
math.
no, but I'm really good at math. But I was just like, I just didn't care.
Oh, you're one of those. You're one of like the guys that was like had the potential but like didn't fucking care.
Yeah,
I hated guys like that in school.
So I did well in school. I never studied
Because I'm like,
once.
why
I
are you
never
being
studied
dumb?
once in my
Like
life.
you're smart. Like, why are you acting dumb?
I'm not acting dumb. I just didn't give a fuck. I was bored.
Well, that's dumb.
I mean, that's not. I just didn't. I
Kinda
didn't.
is.
I didn't understand the I didn't. I don't. I just don't understand the concept of
I
education.
I never really
Okay,
had
no, but
anything
embarrassing
like
stories.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to think. I don't think. I mean, maybe anyone watching this that went to high school with me could beg to differ, but I don't like have anything that sticks out in my brain that's like, oh my god, that was the most embarrassing thing ever.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of my things came later in life. Like, I don't know. In
I
college, I did a lot of embarrassing things, and like,
Yeah, I don't have any embarrassing stories either. I barely showed up to high school, so there's that. Also,
that is crazy.
I guess so. There was this one time I was in school suspension, which I was at all the time, and it's like you have to be quiet in there. It's like detention during school, so you just go to this one classroom all day,
Hmm.
and you have to be quiet and just do your work. And I was sitting in there, and I was like starving, and my stomach, like it was dead silent. My stomach made this really loud like growl,
Wait, hold
and
on. What did you just call it?
growl.
Okay.
And then
It was a little weird, but it wasn't
Yeah.
like crazy weird.
growl.
Okay, now it's getting
I don't know.
weirder.
Growl.
Growl.
I don't put the L on it.
Growl.
She goes growl, growl. My stomach did a big growl.
Your Virginia is showing.
Let me cover that up. All right. So my stomach had a loud growl, and weird. And so it was like so loud, and this kid behind me who was so fucking weird, like never talked, nothing, never even said a word. But I was with him from kindergarten up. I've never heard this kid speak. And he goes, "My God, Amanda just let out a big one." And I was just like, didn't know what to do. So I just like put my head down, and I was like,
Oh.
no, I didn't. Everyone started
No, I didn't.
laughing. Everyone started laughing, busted out laughing, and then the teacher in there was like laughing. I was like, what the fuck? I was so embarrassed. I was like, what can I say? Nothing. And I'm like, it's my stomach, but no.
No, they already decided that you've farted
Yeah, exactly.
very loudly.
And like the funny thing is I've never heard this kid speak ever.
You're like,
he
now
ne-
you choose to speak? Fucking.
Yeah. Like he never spoke ever, and then he's like, Amanda just let out a big one.
Oh my god.
But I was embarrassed at the time, but then I was like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Whatever.
Happens.
Yeah, I feel like I don't really get embarrassed that much, which is maybe not a good thing.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I get embarrassed.
I just don't.
If I get put on the
I
spot, like, out of nowhere, like, I get embarrassed. If I'm not expecting it, I get embarrassed. And I turn red.
I do turn red, but like I'm like whatever. Like I used to fall all the time. I guess that's probably one of the most
Sounds
embarrassing
about right.
things. But I like didn't really care because after a while, like the first few times, I was probably like, oh my god, that's so embarrassing. Like because I was trying to be cool, but like I don't like it just became a personality trait for me because I fall all the time. So it is what it is.
Okay.
It's only embarrassing if you allow it to be embarrassing.
That's true. That's true.
Like if you don't give a fuck, then it's not embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
Yeah.
if you're walking and you trip and fall, and like you could sit there and literally be embarrassed and be like, oh my god, you know what I mean, or whatever.
Right.
Or you could just like get up and be like, oh my god, like
Or laugh it
You know,
off, or like
yeah.
stick the
Like-
landing. You
yeah.
know? I don't know. I just don't get embarrassed that easily,
mhm.
I guess. Especially in high school, because I feel like I repressed a lot of high school, honestly. I don't really remember much. I was like a dedicated student. I was always like going to class and doing my homework, and then that was it.
I could see you being that way.
Because my mom, like, I used to come home with B's on my report card, and she'd be like, yeah, like, I would get like all A's, 1 B, and my mom would be like, this is great, but why is there a B on here? And I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go fuck off.
See, my sister,
And then-
sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, my bad.
I was just gonna say in college she got a rude awakening because I was like C C C C F F C F D. I had to retake all my fucking hard science courses in college.
My sister was the scholar, and like, I feel like my parents were just like, "Well, Phil, you tried."
They were like,
They-
we don't. It is what
They
it
were
is.
expecting it from you.
Like, I wasn't bad. Like, I think I.
You were
49.
bad.
No, besides that.
You were
besides
bad.
Besides that grade. No, like, honestly, I hated her. She just always picked on me, so I just like, I didn't really give a fuck about that class. Like, I didn't. I feel like she picked on like a certain amount of us in that class for no reason. Like, no fucking reason.
You just said you made her cry twice.
Because of that, bro. Because she used to always pick on me, so I fucking hated her. She was a bully.
Maybe she was.
I don't know.
Maybe she was trying to like have you see your full potential because you said you didn't give a
Yeah.
fuck. She was trying to help you, and you just made her cry.
No, she would like demean us, bro. She would make us feel stupid.
Well, because maybe you were acting stupid by sleeping in class.
Yeah.
Okay, victim blaming. It's crazy.
Maybe she dreaded the day. Maybe she dreaded the time when you got to her class. Like that was her fucking downfall. Like
She's
you
like, "Oh,
joining
fuck,
her.
here we
class.
go."
Yeah.
Maybe she was perfectly pleasant in all of her other classes, but she sees Phil walking.
She probably
She's
hated
like,
that I had
"Fuck."
to leave because of baseball and shit.
She probably thought you were thinking you were too good to fucking be in her class. Is
Which
why.
she was. It sounds.
It sounds yeah, exactly.
Listen, man, like, I'm the victim here, not her. Okay?
Debatable. You know what? She's gonna be our next guest. I'm gonna look her
Yeah.
up and she's gonna be on the
Let's
podcast.
have her on the podcast. Can you
Her side
imagine?
of the story.
Yeah, so besides
Wow.
that class, like, I was pretty good. Like, I feel like I was, like, average, like, 75.
It's really not good.
That's just what is that? A C?
That's a C.
See, the grading system in Canada is different. I'll tell you guys right now. Because, like, what's honor roll for you guys?
A's and B's.
A.
But what's a
yeah.
B?
An 80 something.
Yeah, for
85.
us, for us, honor roll was 80.
So you guys have a less of a scale then.
So
Like,
you
it's
guys
easier.
are dumber.
Yeah, it's easier for you.
Kelsey,
guys.
we are not going to talk about. We're not going to compare Americans to Canadians on the intelligent levels, please. We're not doing that today.
Joking, you little fuck. I'm joking.
Oh my god! I
Yeah,
just
see,
saw
so
his eyes.
a 70,
Yeah,
a 75,
crazy eyes.
75 is a B in Canada.
Oh, see, that's way different. So 90 to 100 is A for America.
So do you hold on?
It's like
here's the thing.
90 to 93 is A minus. 94,
guys do have
95,
A
96 is A. And then 97, 98, 99 is A plus. And the 80s works the same ways for B's. And
B
then
plus, B minus,
70s
B,
is
yeah.
C. Yeah. And then D is 65 to 70. And then F is anything below 65, usually.
This is in high school, right?
This is in all my schools.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I mean,
Yeah,
middle school
I
and
feel
high
like
school.
it's standard.
And college, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
If we had like a lot of my classes in college were pass fail, but some of the bigger ones were like you get a number grade, and it was the same way.
Yeah.
But in college we had the scale too to help us because they would take like the average exam grade since it was so low in like organic chemistry. The average grade would be like a 50, and they would like scale it so you would end up like doing better than a 50 or a
Okay.
20 in my cases. I got like 20%. Yeah, no. Organic
Okay.
chemistry? Crazy.
Hold on. We're not going to talk shit about me getting a 49. Okay?
In high school is crazy.
Rarely
College
showed up.
level is
Rarely showed up to that class. Didn't like my teacher. She was a fucking bitch when.
I'm hearing a lot of excuses.
yeah.
No,
Just
I'm
let
giving
it
you
go.
reasoning.
Listen. I can tell you've still hung on to this.
I haven't healed
right
from
now
it.
in your
I haven't healed.
30s. Yes, you
Yeah,
haven't healed from
clearly.
this.
We should
You're in
maybe
your
talk about
30s
this
now.
in therapy.
Yeah, it's time to let it go.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to set up an
This-
appointment with my
We might
therapist.
because something is still there.
Doc, got something to tell you deep into my fucking past. Grade 10. Or sorry, the 10th grade for you Americans that are listening. Because we call it grade 10. We don't call it
We
like,
call it
So
sophomore year.
literally, probably 20 years ago, Phil, and you're still hurt about this is kind of crazy.
20 years
Um,
ago. No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
almost.
probably.
Because I'm
15?
Yeah, I was
almost
probably
at
15,
I'm almost at
16.
my
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You're right. You're right.
15.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not as bad as you at math, all right?
Yo,
Relax.
I work with
Um
math every single day.
That's
Don't
why I'm
fucking play with
surprised
me.
you didn't fucking you had a 50%. Like
I
that's
no, because I
crazy.
literally did not give a fuck. I didn't. And I didn't do the projects because it was like me rebelling against her. It was dumb.
Yeah, it
I
is
just gave her
fucking
I
dumb.
gave her the worst time. Like I was a dickhead to her. Always.
all
You have
right.
some did you do you have like a crush on her or
No, she was
something?
not cute at all.
It sounds like you like
I
maybe
know.
were in love with her.
No. There was a select few.
You acted out
My
because you wanted her
history,
to
my
notice
hit.
you.
It sounds like she broke your heart.
No,
Honestly.
my history teacher was absolute gas. One of my English teachers was fucking amazing. Yeah, it was.
I didn't have any hot teachers. There was like one substitute that we were all like, oh my.
That's
But
crazy.
like looking back, he was not hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, we
I
didn't
don't
get
know,
along.
maybe we need to look within on that. I feel like we're holding some resentment for some reason.
No,
For sure. Yeah, maybe.
I'm like, I have like a stress ball in my hand. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm fine.
He's like, no, seriously, like everything's fine. We're good. Like what?
Uh,
Hi, Bubba.
All right, we spent entirely too long on your fucking 10th grade math teacher.
okay, my bad. Okay, I have a question for you guys. Cause it like, and I don't know how this is gonna go, but I was thinking about like first date vibes, like when it comes to like from a girl's perspective, like what goes through a girl's mind prior to the date, even like what her prep is, like what she has to do to get ready for the date, all that. Because like I feel like for the guy there's a lot more pressure than on the girl. And
You're so fucking for real.
okay, but why do you think there's more pressure on the girl than the guy?
How pressure in what way? Define pressure. On what? Like paying the bill? Don't guys just have to
No.
like shower and show up
No, the
essentially?
bill, not the bill. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
Phil
more so.
goes
What
50-50.
pressure?
Phil goes 50-50. He's
Don't-
not worried about
Don't
Yeah, that's
paint
true.
that. Don't paint that
That's true.
fucking narrative on me. That's a fucking nasty narrative. Don't do that.
Phil actually asked if she could pay.
I was like, I start tapping my pockets. I'm like, shit. I don't
like,
have my wallet. Can you spot me?
Oh, he's
Can
like
you spot me?
he's like, you got this one?
You got this, right?
I'll get the second date. Never calls her again.
Mm-mm. She's
No,
blocked by
okay,
then.
but no, seriously. Like, why
she,
do you guys?
she didn't know who Michael Jackson was, so she's blocked. She paid the bill and she's blocked. That's crazy. So what in terms of what pressure wise to men?
Like, I just feel like, okay, I don't know. Maybe this is me being an overthinker. Like, I want to make sure that like I pick the right thing that we're doing. Like, I feel like there's a lot of pressure to do that stuff. Like,
Oh, to plan
I
the
think the
date.
plan
planning,
the
yes.
date, yeah.
Planning, I could see that. Like figuring out where to go and like
Mhm.
making sure like she's having a good time and enjoying it. Yes,
yeah,
I could see
and
that.
I think that's where I'm coming from. But I
But I
also
don't
do
think
want to know
it's-
like what a girl thinks like leading
I
up to
think
it.
I think there's more pressure for like a woman's perspective in terms of like the prep side, like getting ready, right? So like
Yeah.
I have to like fully do an everything shower, wash my hair, style my hair, do my makeup, shave my legs, like like do everything, exfoliate, skincare. Like that takes time and effort.
Yeah,
And
of
after a
course.
12-hour shift, I don't want to fucking do that. But I would do it for a first date. And then it comes down to like I think there's a lot of pressure on women to like, oh, like, is he gonna expect something from me? Is
Mhm.
Like, what do you
he?
mean,
Am I going
sexually?
to be like sexually? Yeah, just
Okay.
because he's paying the bill, is he
Well,
gonna be
first of
like
all, if
pressuring me to
if
do
that's the case,
anything?
he's a dog shit idiot. But yeah, I continue.
Well, yes, but that's a real reality.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
in
I can
dating
understand.
culture
I
now.
can. Yeah, because dudes are fucked. Yeah, I can understand that.
And just like overall safety, I think is a big thing for women too. Like going on a first date with someone you don't know, like is
Yeah.
there going to be a safety concern? Like how well do I know this guy? Like there's a lot of pressure and like anxiety there. And then just overall, I think both sides experience the whole like, oh my god, like I'm nervous. Like this is the first date. Like
Yeah.
you get the
Yeah.
anxious nerves. Like so I don't think the girl or guy has it worse in that aspect. But I think the prep time and like the anxiety in terms of like who am I really going out with is a
Yeah.
little bit worse on the woman.
the pressure for a woman is more just in the sense of like nowadays women get called catfish so much
So do
when
guys.
they're
Yeah.
just well, right, but
But I get what
women
you're
when
saying.
they
I do
just
get what
wear
you're saying.
makeup,
Yeah,
right?
I
You
get
know what
what
I
you're
mean?
saying.
Like you want to look nice,
Hmm.
so you're gonna put in more effort than you typically would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And things like that. And so it's kind of like, is he gonna like me? You know what I mean? Like, do I look like my
Hmm.
pictures or just things like that? Because I think
I
also too, like women use filters more than men and just things like
mhm.
that.
Yeah.
I actually like if I'm going on a first date with a guy, like I won't do a full face of makeup. I will do like a natural look of makeup because I don't want it to be a whole thing where it's like should have took her swimming on the first date or like whatever.
Oh yeah.
Um which by the way, my fucking makeup is waterproof, bitch. Like it's more costly than you, so fuck off. Um
Didn't have to shit like that, but keep going.
and then like for like someone like me, like I'm a bigger girl, like I'm a plus size girl, so that's a big thing that I worry about is a lot of like the angles, the pictures on dating sites, like if people are, is he gonna think I'm fatter in person, is he not gonna like that, like there's a whole thing that goes on with that side of things if you're a plus size girl as well when it comes to dating, so like that's a big anxiety as well, I think,
Yeah.
on my side of things. But again, like if they don't like that, if they don't like you for that reason, or for like the fact that you're like wearing makeup and call you a catfish, then it's like whatever, or they
Yeah.
expect something from you that I'm like, all right, peace, bye. There's like way more guys out there. But I don't know, first dates are always icky to me. That's why I like to do something like casual. I like sitting down for dinner is my worst nightmare.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
mine too. I just feel
Like
like
sitting
there's.
down across from each other at like a nice dinner is my worst fucking nightmare
I don't like
as
it
a first
either.
date.
I feel like we've spoken about this. I don't like it. I feel
No,
like
I
I
feel
feel like
like
Amanda's gonna love this. I feel like Amanda's gonna
I
love it.
I don't love it, but I feel like I don't hate it. Like I can make conversation. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm funny. I'll make jokes. You know what I mean? Yeah, fuck off. But I don't know. Like I don't hate it. The only way I would hate it is if the guy that I'm with just is a complete fucking dud and has no personality at all. Like no
Yeah.
sense of humor, nothing, and it's just
Which
me controlling the
real.
conversation. Like
But you
that would
also have to
suck.
remember he might be a little bit nervous, so he's not like fully. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like even if they're nervous, like I'd be like, why are you fucking nervous?
Maybe
Relax.
he really likes you, Amanda.
And let's be real. That rarely happens. I found one. That's enough.
Found one and I fucking hooked and laddered him real quick.
Exactly.
Um.
Looking rude.
Yeah. I don't. I just. Yeah.
Huh.
Okay. I get. Yeah. I don't know. I'm an overthinker too. So I just every
So
little
like
thing.
you thought wait, so your argument was that
No, there's
men
no
had
argument. We're not arguing. I just wanted
okay.
your perspective on what goes on
Okay.
through a woman's mind. That's it. Because obviously, I've never been a woman, so I don't know what goes through your mind. For
Well,
me,
no
like for a,
judgment if you have.
no, we don't judge.
Listen, to be fair, on Phil's point or his perspective, I guess, is I think nowadays, like with the social media and things, like men have to live up to a lot,
Thank
right?
you.
You know what I mean? Like, did you see the whole fucking cheesecake thing, where like the Cheesecake Factory
Like
date?
earlier,
It was
before we were recording.
no, like there was this there was this guy. It was like a long time, like last year maybe, but this guy took a girl for the first date to the Cheesecake Factory, and
I
she
did see
posted
that,
about like it just
Oh
went
yeah, she ripped him
crazy.
a new one online.
Yeah, and
which
you know what I
is
mean. And it's
fucking
like
crazy to me.
I
First of all,
know,
Cheesecake Factory is one of the restaurants I would approve as a first date. Their
yeah,
fucking menu is gas. They have such good
yeah.
fucking food there. Like,
But
oh
Yeah,
my
he
god.
got ripped to fucking
I
shreds,
just
and
Like,
it's like it's tough out there. And then also too, if the guy just wants to do a coffee date and something
oh,
like
you're
that,
cheap.
something
You're cheap as
yeah,
fuck.
something
You don't want to pay
casual.
for me. No, bro, that's not what it is.
Yeah.
I'd much rather, and that's why like I can understand to a certain extent a woman's point where it's like, oh, I'm not worth more than a coffee. But for me, the way I look, hold on,
understand that
yeah,
though.
yeah, like I can understand it. I don't agree with it, but I can understand it. But for me, it's like I'd much rather have a coffee with you, kick it, see if we can vibe and have a conversation with you because
See if
I'm
she's worth that dinner date. Yeah, you almost agreed.
No,
that's
because
not a
I had a
dig. Agree.
conversation. I had a conversation about this with a girlfriend of mine, and that was her point. She's like, when a guy takes me out for a coffee date, it's like almost like you're trying to like interview me to see if I'm worth an actual dinner.
I feel like that's valid though. Like if
I don't
I
see it as a
was
bad. I don't
like,
see it as a
I don't know.
negative, but apparently some women see it as a negative.
I don't.
Some,
Kelsey?
bro, so many like the thing with social media, it's
I can
social
see
media
both
makes me
sides of that
so
one.
social media fucking angers me, bro, because from both ends, and like people just get sucked into it because I feel like
Yeah.
when it comes to a woman's perspective, like you guys see all this glamorous shit all the time, and it's like this guy has to give this to me, this guy has to do this guy has to do that.
Yeah, but how are you expecting on the first date? Like that's why I don't get it. Like
Yo, I had one.
I feel
I
like
don't know if I
that
told you
tells
guys.
a lot about the woman too, what she expects
Right.
for the first date.
I don't know if I told you guys this.
I
I went on a date. I was in a truck. I was in my truck, and we were on our way to dinner. And after the like, we didn't even get to the dinner. I turned around and I dropped her off at home. Hear me
I
out.
think I remember this.
Hear me out.
I'm like actually scared of Phil and his dating standard. Like,
Bro, no,
genuinely,
it's
I'm
not,
scared
Kelsey.
of him.
No, if you
happened?
listen, Kelsey. If you disagree with me from this perspective, we have a problem.
Okay.
She
All right,
didn't
let's
know the
see.
difference
Because you
between
know-
a Chevy and a Ford.
No.
Dropped her off at the door.
She didn't know my tires were this brand. She thought it was another brand. No, it was more
John Deere.
it was more so the principles. My own principles. I'm not a flashy guy. I don't flex nothing. Don't do any of that shit. First date, I took her to a spot. It was like,
If you're broke, just say that.
no, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm just kidding.
I took her to a dinner, and it wasn't like a really nice restaurant. It was a nice one.
First of all, you didn't fucking take her anywhere. You said you dropped her
We were
off.
we were on the way to a restaurant. That right there, like, I could tell she was like, oh, we're going here, and she was kind of like, eh. And then she's like, what are we doing after? She's like, I have a really cool idea. And I was like, what's your idea? And she's like, you're gonna take, first of all, she didn't say we. She's like, you're gonna take me on a helicopter ride around the city.
You have told me this.
And I looked at her and I was like, yo, respectfully, I'm not that guy. I'm like, that's a type of thing that I do with like my significant other that I'm with for like X amount of time. Because I feel like that's like a very intimate moment. You're seeing like beautiful scenery, blah, blah, blah. And then she like,
now they're plummeting into the Hudson, so you don't want to get one now.
so she tweaked and I was like, yo, like, I'm going to tell you right now, like, if you're expecting me to be like off rip, this extravagant guy where I'm going to spoil you from the very, very, very beginning, that's not who I am. I like to treat my significant other and spoil her from time to time. Yes, I will do that. No problem. But if you're expecting that from me from the very fucking jump, when I barely even know your fucking name, like, that's not me. And she's
That's
like,
crazy.
yeah, that's what I'm expecting. Like, I expect to be treated like a princess from the very beginning. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go drop you off back at home. No problem.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, good for you on that one.
Yeah, good for you. I
'cause
feel like
Tucker.
I would expect you to at least go to the dinner, but like the
Bro,
fact
no,
that you
because the whole
didn't,
vibe
I
was
don't
all
know.
fucked up like that. Like, she fucked up my whole vibe. I was like, bro, fuck this. Like, what the
No,
fuck?
no, I don't agree with it, but I feel
Yeah,
like you
no,
as
I
a
get what you're saying.
person, I feel like you would have went to the dinner.
Nah.
That's all right. I feel like we have touched on this in a previous episode about like expectations on first dates and stuff, but I think that a lot of women have this like for me, I don't even expect a man to pay on the first date. Like I've gone halfsies with men. Like I don't want to feel like I don't want to feel like I owe you anything, and B, you don't owe me anything either. Like so like we're just getting to know each other. I barely even know you, and especially if I'm on a first date with you that's like casual, like I'll pay for a round, you pay for a round of drinks, we'll get an appetizer. Like if you want to pay for that, great. But like
Yeah.
I'm not like expecting you to pay for a 5-course dinner and like a helicopter around the fucking city.
You're not
like
expecting
that's
it.
crazy.
But here's the thing. So
No, but it's nice when it happens.
of course.
I'm not denying
so here's
that.
the thing.
But
For me, and I've spoken about this. First date, I'm paying for it. I'm not, like, there's no question. But if you make the gesture to be like, like pull out your wallet or something, be like, hey, like let me know what the like if you make that gesture, that tells me a lot about who you are as a person. That's just who I am.
Yeah, that's true.
It goes a
For
long
me,
way.
I expect the man to pay for the first date.
Yeah.
Actually, probably like every date, to be fair. That's just how I think it should be.
Yeah, I mean,
Um, I'm very traditional
mhm.
in that sense. But also too, like if it's really casual and like drinks in an app or something like that, you know what I mean? Then
Yeah,
I'll just
that's where it kind of gets a
whatever it
little.
is,
Yeah,
yeah. But like if it's a sit down dinner and things like that, like
of
I would
course,
expect the man to pay. But not a fucking helicopter ride in the
bro.
city. Like,
I'm
and
telling you.
this tells me something also too about the girl is I feel like she probably has other guys do that for her and she has no intention of anything more with them. Like
And
she's just
this
using it for her
and this
benefit.
is where it gets a little bit scary as a guy. And I'm not taking away from as a woman. Like this is where from a guy's perspective, like and this is why I feel like some guys do a coffee date for the very first date because you're completely stripped of any luxurious fancy dinners, but whatever. You have to show like that as a woman, you have to show up and have a conversation with the guy and see if you guys actually mesh, see if you guys actually like click. You know what I mean? Whereas
Mm-hmm.
like I forgot where I was going real quick, but there's just so many women nowadays that I know go on these dates and have no intention of exploring anything past their 1, 2, 3, or 4 dates
Yeah.
with that man because they're going on multiple dates with multiple men
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're just they
every
that's
other
their meal
weekend.
plan, you know? Like they're
Yeah,
just trying to
like,
get
and that's where it
Yeah.
gets scary because it's like, yo, is this
that's their
girl,
meal
is
prep.
this, does this girl actually fuck, like, does this girl actually fuck
You're
with
like,
me, or does she just want to go on a date and that's it? You know what I mean? Like, does she
I
I
just
have
want to
read
I
entertain me
have
for a night and that's it?
I have
what's
Phil on Tuesday and Friday. I
You
have
know, like
Mike
that's
on
crazy,
on
bro.
Monday and
And
Wednesday.
I feel
Like
like
she's
that's the
literally figuring out her
female, like
fucking
that's
meals.
the female version of like a roster. It's like you going on fucking 12 dates in a fucking
yeah.
week. There's 7 days in the week, bro.
I listen,
I don't
I
know
read
how
an
women do that.
article. I read an article about a girl that literally went out on Tinder dates for dinner. Like she couldn't afford her like food. She went out on dates like to get fed. Like I don't know. It's just
That's
crazy.
kind of awful, but like also financially smart maybe in her situation.
Kelsey,
I mean, if she can't, what's
she's
she
an
gonna do? She gonna starve on the street? She can match
yeah.
with Tinder
I
and get a
mean,
fucking free meal out of it. No,
she's an
okay,
entrepreneur.
she is. She's a boss bitch.
She's not
Okay.
making money, bro. She's just getting fed.
No, I've paid on the first date, which is
That's wild to me. I'm sorry. As a
in and of
man,
Yeah,
itself.
that's
But
yeah.
wild to me.
I have
First
I
couple
have
dates,
paid on
I
the
think
first date.
is not. I feel like when do you think, okay, Amanda, I know your answer is like the guy should
Never.
pay. Okay, so cool.
You should never
Okay,
pay.
we clarified that. Cool. When do you think is like an acceptable time for a man and a woman to like not I'm not saying go halves or pay like just like
Like
when do you,
alternate.
yeah, like not or leave like when is like an acceptable time for like a girl to be like, yeah, I got this, and the guy's like, okay, that's cool.
If
Never.
we're talking
Okay, I know, Amanda, we
traditional,
get it. Not traditional, just like
if we're
in today's modern day world.
if right, but if a man is truly trying to like court a woman and like be with a woman,
Yeah.
I think that he should be paying. Like this is not what I believe 100%, but I think in today's standards, because like I said, I'm fine going halfsies, but like it's nice when a man does this before
Yeah.
you're in a committed relationship. I think up until you guys are actually like have a conversation or like we are together
I
full
think
time,
that's
we are committed.
yeah. I think that's where
And
I
then
think
once
that's where
you
the
are
point is.
committed, you
Then
guys are
if you
like
guys are
together and then
exclusively
it's a
dating and
partnership.
shit like
Yeah.
that, yeah, I agree. I think that's where like conversation.
But
should
if yeah, and I feel like if a man truly wanted to like impress her and like show her that like he's interested in her and only her, then maybe he should put in the effort to pay for the dates that they're going on before that
course.
period of time when they're in a partnership.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, I feel like if it's like a good woman and like the man is paying for, let's say they go on like dates a week, right? I feel like the woman would do other nice little things. You
Like
know what I mean?
what?
Like she
Yeah,
may not
Like
yeah,
what though?
pay for the date, but like send him a DoorDash for lunch or
Don't do
right.
that.
um
Or
Don't
like,
do that. Don't do
no,
that to me.
I'm just saying
why?
like
Don't
I
do
feel
that
like
for me.
that's
Why?
nice. Why?
I don't know.
Well,
I feel
we're
like
not
that's
doing
nice.
it for you, Phil.
Okay, fuck off.
Like,
I feel like that's a
you're
nice
not
thing to
getting any
do. You
fucking
know what I
lunch from
mean? Like
us, so shut
or
the fuck up.
just like, I don't know.
Buy him
Like
a coffee in the morning or
yeah,
something on
yeah,
his way to
something
work. Like,
Yeah, fair. Like if she
something like
stays,
cute
if
that.
little
she
things.
stays over, she goes to like
Cooking breakfast in the morning or something.
Yeah.
Like
she
little
goes to
things.
she goes to like Starbucks, picks up some coffees,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
little gestures. Yeah, I feel that.
That's what I mean. So I feel
Just
like it's
some type of
return in
gesture to
that
show that you
sense.
actually care back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but I think the whole like when a woman finally pays, like I think once you're like exclusively dating, shit like
First of
that.
all, I feel like it should go the man pay for everything, and then once you guys are exclusive, things just go from there. Your finances are combined. You're one now.
Exclusively dating, you're gonna get fucking joint fucking
My
pain.
bank account. We all know that Amanda's on a sped up timeline. I feel
like
when it
yeah.
comes to
I
that.
We
feel
never
like yeah.
we never spoke about this. What are your guys' thoughts on joint accounts?
I agree.
We have spoke
Have
about
we?
this.
Okay, then I'll go
Yeah,
fuck
I
myself.
just
account?
forget about
CTE, my
yes,
bad.
No, I don't
We-
remember joint accounts.
I don't.
I don't
because
remember that.
I think Amanda said yes, joint accounts, but I said I think I remember having this conversation. Maybe not.
Do you have CTE?
Each person should have maybe. No, I don't get concussions, but I don't know. I say that each person should have their own personal account, and then you have a shared one.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
For the bills, for all that shit, whatever the
Yeah.
case, whatever you guys decide
But
on
then-
what you're
No,
paying
I feel
for.
like I feel like if a couple is living together and I don't think like I don't know, it just is weird to me like paying half the rent or paying like half of the bills. Like I just feel like
No, but you don't have to pay.
and
Like you just whatever money like accumulated. Let's say like to have a household, you it's like $5,000 or whatever the case may be. Whatever you guys decide on, like let's say 50-50, you guys go 50-50. One of you puts
I know,
25,
but I just
the other
feel like
puts
that's
25,
weird,
or if
like,
you guys do like
I don't know.
70-30, one puts 70, the other one puts 30 because one of them makes more money, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
I feel like joint
I don't
account,
like it.
joint account and a personal account is always better. Yeah, you have your own little spending
What
money
about
to do
what
your own
about
thing.
if you're married? What do you think if you're married?
Same thing.
Still,
Same?
same thing. Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
yeah.
gosh,
I
I feel
think-
like that's
think the
just
same
so
thing.
weird.
No, because at
I
the end of the day,
don't.
like you need a joint account to run your family, your life, right?
Yeah, but
And,
I
like,
just feel like
if I wanted to spend, like, here's the thing. It can avoid some arguments or whatever. So like, let's say one day I fucking wanted to go to.
because your wife won't fucking know what you're spending money on, Phil.
I'm not saying that I'm fucking being like sneaky spending money, but like there has been times in my past that I had a joint account with one of the people that I was with and they were questioning, "Oh, why did you go buy this?" type of thing. And it wasn't like anything bad, it was like a fucking baseball glove or some shit. You know what I mean? So like that's why if I feel like listen, I'm covering the fucking mortgage, you're covering whatever other bills that we got to cover. I have X amount of money on my account that doesn't fuck up our fucking life. Let me spend a little bit of money here and there and splurge by myself without you questioning what I'm spending.
So maybe
Just
that's
like you have
that's
your own
your
thing.
partner choice. Maybe. I
No,
don't
but
know.
that's how I feel, right?
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
No, I
feel
don't
like,
know. Yeah,
but
feel,
I do also get what you were saying though.
like I just feel like if you're married, it's like one household, one kind of, you know what I mean? Like it shouldn't matter to me anyways, like whose money is whose because it's all for the family. It's all
Yeah.
of our money. And also too, I would never and have never questioned any you know what I mean? And I feel like there should be like some ground rules, like if it's a bigger purchase, you know, $500 or more, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or things like that, I feel like makes sense. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my reasoning comes a little bit more from like past trauma and like my like almost codependence on like being independent. So I don't ever want to rely on a man for money. Like God forbid something happens in the future, I want to have my savings and backup
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense too.
from like, but obviously most of it would be going into like a joint account. Like if I'm married to someone, like most of my spending would be there.
Yeah, of
But I would
course.
obviously have, because I plan to work. Like I don't plan to be a stay-at-home mom. I don't want kids or anything. So like I'll be working, and so like part of my money that I make will be in my own savings, my own account. But most of it will go towards the family and our joint account,
Yeah,
just
like let's
for
say you guys even have a fucking discussion like once a week, like you guys have like an allowance for yourselves type of thing.
yeah, like oh,
You know what
like
I
this
mean?
percentage of my
I'm giving
check is
Amanda.
going in.
That's not what I'm doing. I'm just giving you an example, bro. That's all
No,
I'm doing.
I would say like this percentage of my check is going in the joint account, and this percentage is going into my own personal.
Yeah,
Also, too, I feel like for me, after I got married, got pregnant, and so I was just like a stay-at-home mom
Yeah,
too. You know what I mean? For a long time, but we had already had a joint account before that.
yeah,
But I just feel like I don't know, maybe because I was a stay-at-home mom, and then it's like my late husband worked all the time, so I didn't contribute financially, but it was like I was in charge of like the budgeting, the finances, like
yeah.
everything. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like
I think it's
he,
different when you have like a stay-at-home mom situation,
yeah,
because like you said, like you may not be contributing like financially, but you're also like keeping the
yeah,
household afloat. So
making
it's
sure
like
that my belly's full. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of bro.
yeah.
Being a stay-at-home mom
yeah,
is not like that's a job.
Well,
right.
yeah.
So
So I
like
feel like I guess that's probably where it's like one income, one, you know what I mean, like account, I guess, or whatever, like in that sense.
Yeah,
hmm
fair
I can see
enough.
that.
That was good. I like that. Um,
What?
what did I do wrong now? What the fuck did
I
I do
don't
wrong?
know.
That was good. I liked that. Why'd you say it like that?
I don't know, bro. Like, what do you want me to say? Fucking loved that. Fucking loved it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I think we
Great.
can. I think we can wrap up there. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Don't forget to follow Truly Chaotic Podcast on TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify, Apple Podcast, all that shit. And then on Instagram, it is truly underscore chaotic underscore podcast. Thank you and bye.
See you little
Bye.
fucks later.